Hey guys, Zen up here. Today we're checking out the ArkPro EDC flashlight from Olight. Inside the box you get the light itself, a user's guide, and a magnetic charging cable. So let's take this thing outside and see what it can do. It is a dark 30 and we're outside. We have our light here on its Moonlight mode, lighting up our cheat sheet real nice. That is the flood. Let's switch it over to the spot. That is a tighter beam there. Let's go back to flood and put this up to low. It's a pretty wide beam there. Doesn't really get too far out there. Let's switch it over to a spot. There we go, that's a focus beam. That'll hit off of the pump house there 50 feet away. Let's go back to flood and hit medium. And we can see that on the camera. Off of the pump house. Let's switch it over to the spot. There we go. Off of the pump house. Trees at the end of the grass. End of that fence line. And I can kind of see it off of those trees across the road there. Let's go to high. There's high on our floodlight. We can see everything out here in the yard. Off of the pump house. Lighting up those trees at the end of the grass. It's just a nice floody beam. Let's switch over to our spot. Off of the pump house. Trees at the end of the grass. End of the fence line, and definitely getting those trees across the road there 200 feet away. Let's switch back over to flood and hit our turbo. Off of the pump house, those trees at the end of the grass. Kind of just really hitting everything. Let's switch it over to the spot. Off of the pump house, trees at the end of the grass. End of the fence line, and definitely lighting up those trees across the road there. This does have a strobe, so here's your warning for that. There it is on the flood. And there it is on the spot. Go back to that turbo. We also have a laser with this. Look at that. Up the pump house. Trees at the end of the grass. Into the fence. Trees across the road. This has two different levels to it, so we're going to hold this button down here for a second. We also have a UV light on here. That is crazy bright on camera off of this cheat sheet. So let's go over how this thing works. We have our little dial down here to switch between UV, pure flood, and spot. To get it into Moonlight mode from the off position, we're going to hold down the center circle here. And now we are in Moonlight mode. We can switch it over to flood and still be in Moonlight. To switch out of that, we're going to hold down this button again for a second, and we will get to low. And there it is in the spot. Hold it down again. We will get to medium. And in the flood. Hold it down again. We will get to high. And there it is in the spot. Nice, bright, hot spot. And if we give this button here a double click, we will get to turbo. And switch it over to the flood. Now the flood is going to be 1500 lumens for 4 minutes. Then it'll step down to 520 lumens for an additional 140 minutes. The spotlight is only 800 lumens for 4 minutes. Then it'll step down to 400 lumens for 130 minutes. switch it all the way over to UV, and we actually have two UV settings. We have low, and we have, I guess, high. High is no joke. If you put your hand right here, it will burn pretty quick. That is actual UV light. Some uses for UV lights. Let's get these out of there. They don't do anything. Bills have this little strip down here that will tell you if they are real or not. There's a strip right there in the 50s. And there it is on the 100s right there, that red one. This also has a laser, and it's on the side here. Push that down, and we will get a bright laser. But you can step that down by holding this button, and it will go down to a lower laser level. If you just hold it down, it will just cycle back and forth between the two. Just let go wherever you want it to stop. These also have a strobe, so here's your warning. We're going to give it a triple click. And there it is in the flood. This does have a magnetic base, so you can stick it onto any metal object and it will stay there. Now that magnetic base is for the charger, and I love these chargers because you just get them kind of close and they latch on and start charging. And you can see that it is red right now. That means that it is charging. When it's done charging, that light will turn green. The thing I don't like about these chargers is that you have to have them with you. Now, Olight has a bunch of different ways to do these chargers. They have little portable ones that you plug into a USB-C and then will stick on here. But you don't always want to have to carry something like this with you. They fixed that with this one, and this is a feature that I am loving because you can't take the battery out to charge it a different way. There is on the side a USB-C charging port. That is a feature that every flashlight with a proprietary battery charger should have. You can charge it like this at home or something, but when you're out and about and you need to top off or you need a full charge, you just pull the USB-C port open, plug in your car charger or something to that, and you're charging your light. I'm an Olight fanboy, but I just can't get behind these flat lights that are coming out everywhere now. I really don't like them. I don't like a UV light on a flashlight. It's, I don't know, to me, pointless. I'm never going to use that. The lasers, I'm very rarely going to use that. And if I do, it's going to be maybe to point, hey, that thing way over there, or to mess with the cat. Doesn't need to be on a dedicated flashlight. This would have been cooler with like a red light here, and I know a couple of the versions have that, but they don't do some of the other things that this one does. Still, every day at work, I carry this light. There is a pocket on the back of the pants that I wear for work, and this just slides right in there and disappears. I can't feel the weight. I don't lay against it. It disappears. And if I need a backup light, I almost forget that I have this thing with me. I go looking around for another light, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I have this thing in my back pocket. That's the only place that I use this light is for work. And a lot of the times, because it just disappears, I'll throw those work pants into the washer, and I hear, and I'm like, I left the flashlight in there again. That's how much I don't notice this light. I do like that they kind of tried to fancy it up a little bit. They kind of gave it a little bit of a ridge here, and the two-tone is cool. I think maybe the black and the Olight blue would be a good color combo for this. Put the red light instead of the UV, and I'd probably be a little bit more of a fan of this light. I do love the fact that you can double charge it since you can't take the battery out. That is a big plus. Still not used to this little dial thing yet. But if this isn't my immediate have to get this thing turned on right now kind of flashlight, this is kind of a backup light or something I have just in the center console of the truck or something, yeah, this is a good light for something like that. Maybe even for like a nightstand. I have an Olight on my nightstand right now, and it just stays like that. And then if I ever need it, I can just pull it and grab it and go and do whatever it is I need. This might be a good replacement for that, but it fits so perfect in that pocket and it disappears and I just don't ever have to worry about it. That it's probably just staying in my work pants. Recently, I created a list of features of flashlights that'll help me decide if it's something that I'm going to use or not. So let's try that list out for the first time with this one. First one is tail stand. Can it do a tail stand? Yes. Perfect for power outages when you want to light a whole room or something like that. That's awesome. Good tail stand. If I jiggle it around the table, it does get a little wobbly, but it hasn't tipped yet. Got close though, didn't it? Okay, is it magnetic? Yes, we've already done that. Magnetic. Do we have instant access to turbo? That means like a button here that I just push and it's already on turbo. No, but give it a double click and you are on turbo. So that's pretty close to instant, but it's not one button access to turbo. Does it have Moonlight or an ultra low mode? Yes, it does. From the off position, there we go. Moonlight mode. Is it easy to carry? This thing's so easy to carry. That's really the only thing I truly like about this light. It's so easy to carry. Can you use it as a headlamp? Let's go get a hat. So this does have a dual direction clip on it. So can you use it as a improvised headlamp? Yes. But the weight of this is kind of heavy and it's just going to be pulling down on you a lot. But in a pinch, yes, you can do it. Removable battery. No, there is no removable battery. So the one you have in here is the one you have in here. And when it dies, well, you better charge it up. Can I turn it on in the dark? Let's close my eyes, flip this thing around, grab it. Okay, here I can feel that there's the belt clip. So up here has got to be that. Yes, probably. Open my eyes. Yes, I can turn this on in the dark. Lockout. Does this have a lockout mode? Huh, look at that. It does have a lockout mode. I don't know if you can see that or not right here. There we go. And to do that, we just gave it a press here from the off position. Gonna hold down this button, turn it on, and keep it held down, and now we're in lockout. That's cool. I have so many of these lights that will just kind of be on in my pocket all the time. My O-Pen is always on. My O-Pen 2, that thing, just because it pushes on here, it turns on nonstop. Having a lock is a good thing. So easy to use lock. Didn't even have to look at some instructions. Hold it down again, and now we're back unlocked again. So that's good. Ease of use. Did I need the manual? No, I did not need the manual. We got one button and obvious little switchy here, figuring out, in the dark, which one was which, or how it kind of starts off. If I had it last on UV and then I need some bright light and I turn it on, I'm like, okay, I got nothing. Is this thing on? Oh yeah, blinding me in the eyes. Here, let's put it onto a real light. So I didn't need the manual to, I didn't even need the manual to turn on lockout. So yeah, that was easy enough to do. Does it have a strobe? Here's your warning again. Give it a triple click. And yes, it has a strobe. And that strobe's pretty good. Beacon. No, it does not have a beacon. Some of the other ones I think do. Some of the other Arc series ones, maybe the Arc Light, I think has a beacon, but this one does not. Does it have SOS? No. Does it have a red light? No. Use case scenario, why I would use it? I already told you, this thing fits so perfectly in that back pocket of my work pants, and I have an extra light that I don't even notice is there. So if I ever need it, it's there. And that is exactly where I would use this. Or like I said, on the nightstand, maybe in the truck. So that is my list. If you guys can think of any other features or reasons why you would or would not buy a light, put them in the comments below. And maybe I'll add them to my list, and we'll just start kind of doing every flashlight with this list. Well, that's all I have for this video. Bang around that bell icon if you want to be notified when new videos come out. Call us on the hotline if you have comments or questions and want to be featured in an upcoming video. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Check us out on the website, and we'll see you guys on the next one.